roses and flow well through your porcelain. Grew from a flower whose seed was a dime. Sinners don't play cowards in your paradise. Purple money, purple money, yeah, purple money, purple money. Writing books on who one was. Paper made the answer for the curious souls playing with the pieces of a broken game. You can claim your victory, tell me your last name. Purple money, oh, purple money, purple money, yeah, purple money. Oh, and you keep believing it's the way. Rich with power, but they'll pay. Forward thinkers burn the tree, wrapped again by violet leaves. Purple money,
The first time I actually had exposure to you, this is how, everything's very connected. So I moved to New York December, it'll be 2 years this year. So last year I was in my apartment. It wasn't like the worst December, but I was in my apartment, I turned on the TV, and it's your video on, I think it was on E, and it was the F-bomb. It was like, so I was watching it, and I was like, back when I was like younger, every video always had the name, the producer, the director, the artist, the date, and everything, but none of this was up there because it's 2015 at this point, no one does it anymore. So I was looking, and I was like, this girl looks just like Estefan. But not only that, she has a really cool sound. Who is this? So I actually watched the video all the way through to see that it was you, Emily Estefan. And your mom, I think, actually was interviewing with you, and she's like, Emily doesn't curse. I'm just so surprised she even has this song. She doesn't curse. Is that like the mother's eyes, or?
Yeah, I think it's like kind of like glaze, if you will. No, I mean, all growing up, like I would make up, I'm really weird, and I would make up like weird words like that instead of cursing. And it's just like, when you're 18, like, say whatever you want. So yeah, I almost did back.
You did.
But I didn't.
You did. Your mom would be proud.
Right?
She did well.
Anyway, so yeah, so then, I grew up, and I grew up around musicians, so sailors, and I don't know, it's like expression, as long as you're not hurting anybody. And when I was writing the song, I called a few people, one of which was my mom. I'm like, man, I'm so angry, like, I'm trying to say something, and I can't, this is the word that needs to be.
Yeah.
Called my grandma, she's like, I know, please, any other word, like, come on, because,
Yeah.
my mom was like, maybe you could try to find another word. And I was like, I don't think it captures my emotion right now.
And you're an artist.
So, yeah. So,
So, you obviously have a very tight-knit relationship with your mom. On the way up, we talked about, you even mentioned your brother. So I know that you have a very close-knit family.
Yeah.
Tell me what it was like not growing up the daughter of Gloria Estefan, but growing up as Emily, like in the house, would you all cook, would you clean, were there like impromptu concerts? That's what I always think.
There's
so
always.
in my mind, you all were dancing and singing the entire time.
Oh yeah, like, you guys are so, like, we're very bizarre, but we're so normal. And everybody's like, you're so normal. I'm like, but what do you think we are? Like, like, yeah. Like, of course, we're just people. You know, my parents made everything that they've done has been completely on their own. You know, my dad was playing accordion for pennies on the street. You know, my mom, and they lost everything when they came from Cuba. So they're very tied to, you know, they're very down to earth and very giving people. And so our home life is very normal.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, you know, we're hanging out at home. My mom makes great pancakes. My dad makes great fried rice. And really close family. And then we take off on tour, you know, just like we're normal. So we're very close, and we continue to be. Every family has, you know, their stuff. And that's what makes a family. So
Would you ever do a reality show?
I mean, it would definitely be entertaining,
Yeah.
but only to a very specific kind of person.
Okay.
Because it's not like drama or anything.
Yeah.
It's just like really bizarre. Yeah, like I have like 5 mannequins in my garage. We
Okay.
have like a lot of animals.
Was the dog in the video your actual dog?
Yes,
Really?
Yeah.
Do you still have that dog?
he just passed,
Okay.
unfortunately, because we raise a litter of English bulldogs. We love animals. We have a lot of dogs. When I grew up, I don't think there was ever a time there was less than 10 dogs in the house. Honestly,
Oh, that's a lot.
it's a lot of dogs.
That's good TV.
It was
though.
fun for me, right?
And good childhood.
That's
Sorry.
right.
Good childhood.
Yeah, that's good TV. Childhood doesn't matter. No, yeah, but I mean, we love animals, and yeah, so he was actually that. And then in the video coming out now, there's, I won't say, but something in it that's also really mine.
Really?
Easter egg.
When does this video come out?
The single comes out 23rd of September, so just shortly after that, probably like a week or 2 right after.
And what's the name of the single that comes out?
It's called Rains. Rains like coronation.
Okay, nice. And then the actual album is slated to come out next year?
Yeah, early next year.
Do you have a name for it yet?
It's called Take Whatever You Want.
Take whatever you want. Where did that title come from?
So when I went over to college, I started singing when I was 18, and I just exploded with, like, I was like, wow, I had like a whole new easel and paints and stuff, metaphorically. So I would go to school until like 9 or 10 at night, and then I would go home and eat and make music from like 10 to 5 a.m. and then do it all again. So this music just kind of like came out during that period of time. So it's been done for a long time, but it's kind of like an explosion of different kinds of genres and ideas. So the last song is called Whatever You Want, and it's called Take Whatever You Want because it's impossible, I think, for everybody to get all of it, or like, because it's a little like manic, calm manic, but you know, a little all over the place. And so it's like whatever you like from it, whatever touches you as a listener, take it from it and enjoy it.
It's funny you say it's all over the place. I saw this clip of you singing, and your mom was like, she wanted to introduce you, and you came out and you were singing, and I listened to your music, and you have an amazing voice. But you're so different music-wise, or as far as the music that you produce, than your mom. Is that intentionally done on your part?
No, not at all. I always, like, I'm one of my mom's biggest fans, super awkward. Like, you know, I'll text her like, oh my god, love this album, like tell me something about it. It's crazy because I get to have like the lines and like, you know, get to know all the information. Yeah, but I was going somewhere with this. It's gonna come back to me and here it is. Right, so what happened is that when I started to make music, when I was younger, we would listen to oldies, Latin music, everything was around. So when I sit down to make music, I'm not thinking, oh, let me do what sounds the least like my mom. It just comes out, and then a lot of people say, oh my God, you sound just like her. Some
Your
people say, oh,
voice
you
sounds
don't.
just like her.
You
Like,
think?
You definitely, you have your own sound, but you have a richness that your mom also
Well,
has.
we're both altos. We have like lower voices.
Yeah.
But I mean, what a great compliment.
Yeah.
Either way, you
Someone
know.
told me I sounded like Gloria Estefan, I'd be thrilled.
Right.
I don't. I give concerts in the shower in my car, and I still don't sound like Gloria Estefan,
I'm sure
but
it's
they
great.
told me I did.
That's good TV.
Yeah.
No, the
The
shower
concert?
singing.
Oh, it would be amazing. Yeah. I agree. Okay, so let's see. You have this very famous family. I know you don't like to hear that. And then you actually have a maturity to you because you were born in 94. It's pretty young.
Very.
Yeah, and you have this maturity where you know, okay, people do need something. We're all supposed to give each other something, but I know who not to let into my world. Being young and growing up, especially in this climate, how was dating for you?
Honestly, the last thing on my mind.
Yeah, that's
Like, it's funny because, excuse me, you know, my mom will say, at your age, I was already married, like I was pregnant or whatnot, and I think it's a very different time for women. And I think that's great because I have goals and aspirations that I know I won't be able to, right now at this moment in my life, separate between a significant other and my passion. And I think as I grow into my passion, it will make me the person to be ready to have a family. And you know, like if it happens, it happens, and you can't stop it.
Yeah.
Because love is love. But right now, I'm working hard and, you know, just going with the flow.
So you actually even have your own record label, right?
I do, yeah.
That's one thing I love about it when you say you're really into women and their general sense of empowerment and time being different. Like that's a big business move for anyone, but especially someone your age. How did that come into play? Like what even gave you the forthright insight to say, I need to get this record label?
Another thing is, seeing how the music industry has changed, even from, I know I'm very young, but even when I was growing up, it was a different time. Like I still have CDs and stuff that, it changed so rapidly. And a big thing is like publishing and like the ownership of your music. And I make my music, it comes from me myself. I only overdub, like I write the horn charts and we overdub that, but it comes from me and I think that I need to own it, and decide what I want to do with it and how I want to make it. I'm so fortunate because Sony Red, my family at Sony Red have been so amazing with my individuality and the fact that, that I wanted to have it done like this. And I'm so blessed because that wouldn't have happened at another time. It's tough because now, you can promote your own stuff and you can get it done, but if nobody wants to hear it, it's not going to get done. Or if you get signed to a label, even if they manipulate you, you're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
But to me, that's never been the end goal anyway, Like, if I make one person stay better, I'm going to go to bed happy at the end of the day. So I think it was the right thing to do. It took a long time because, like I said, this music has been done for forever. It feels like forever because it's like my baby.
Yeah.
And the further separate, you have other kids and stuff and whatnot, other projects. But I'm so excited, and everybody's been so great to me, and I'm just so blessed and excited.
Do you plan to develop that label, or are you going to sign artists? Like when you're traveling and across your work, are you listening for new people? Is there, a sound of a person that you're looking for to sign? How does that work?
I think over time, I would love to do that. I think that'd be great. Right now, I'm a part of another band. I have a partner, one of my very close friends, and him and I have another album ready. I have a second album ready to go. So, yeah, we're ready to go. So I have some short-term things that involve me right now, but over time, I would love to be able to have, under one roof, things that I believe in and that I, want to support.
Have you been keeping up with the election at all?
I mean, of course, like, it's important,
right?
It's important, but it's an interesting time.
Agreed.
And I think if you're putting good energy and love into the world and you're making decisions for the right reason, that's all that matters. That's what I say about that.
That's a great answer. I would probably give the same one. So, okay, let's talk about growing up again. Okay. So, you're telling me...
I'm still growing up.
I know, but you just seem so mature. I feel like you're teaching me things.
Oh, my God.
Definitely, 10 years older than you? Almost?
You don't have to say, just go like this.
It's okay. Yeah. We're going to say I look good. I'll be 30 in November.
I'm 22 in December. Let's go.
Oh, no, don't do that. I just said I was going to be 30. You can't tell me you'll be 22. Okay. So, dancing. Your mom's a dancer. Are you a dancer?
I am a dancer in the form of alien dance.
Alien dance? What is this alien dance? Now I'm going to ask you to actually show me.
Oh, I can show you if you want.
Show me.
Okay. So it's more like, like this kind of thing?
Yes.
Yeah, like that.
Can you teach me?
I mean, okay, so it's like the claw, you gotta claw it, yeah. And then you gotta embody, like,
But they
hey, that's it, you got it.
Oh, what's wrong? This is alien. If I can do
That's
this out in the club or at party.
No,
Oh. So.
I won't invite you back.
Oh, what do we do out in the club or at party? Oh, I can do
Don't
that.
give too much away, you gotta be mysterious.
I can do that.
Yeah. That was good.
I'm definitely gonna do it when I get home. Be like,
Or you know what, be
"Oh, I
like,
learned."
it's the alien dance, and be like, yo, go check out Emily.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
No, my mom likes to think I'm a good dancer. I will go to my grave saying I'm not.
That probably means you're an amazing
You know?
It probably means you have not two left feet, but like two just amazing perfect left and right feet. All right, so tell me something that no one knows about you. I feel like everyone always says everyone knows everything, or what you don't know, you're not supposed to know. But I know that you've been making your press runs, you had plenty of questions thrown at you, but what's something that like no one's ever asked and you're like, hey, no one's ever asked me this, but this is kind of important?
Okay, I was a very competitive basketball player.
Seriously?
Yeah, I played all my life until well into my high school career. And then I didn't want to go to music school at all, but I'm too overwhelmingly tall to be a, I played point guard and I loved it. It was my passion.
Yeah.
And I played very seriously, and then I was at a crossroads where I had to decide, do I keep playing or do I want to go to music school? And then unfortunately, I had to give it up to pursue my passion, but I love to play, I still play, and
Really? So is that like your exercise, your cardio, or?
I mean, I exercise, but I just love basketball. I love to watch the game, I love to play, I love the responsibility that comes with being on a team. And I think it made me it's a big part of who I am, because it got pretty serious. And then when the team got really, really good when I left high school, like my high school team won nationals like 3 years in a row. So yeah, I think it's really important.
I can tell that's super important.
Sports are important, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Sports, especially for, women and young girls.
Yes.
I think that it's super important that we encourage them to be anyone they want to be.
Exactly.
If you want to play a sport, if you want to be a politician, if you want to be a ballerina, if you want to code, if you want to act, like, it's super important. And now what they're saying is that a lot of states are trying to take music and arts out of schools.
Yeah.
And, obviously you didn't have that problem, and I didn't have that problem growing up, but do you think that what importance, if you could just talk to one of those decision makers and say, listen, this is why art needs to be in school, what would be the reason that you give them?
Need to find, it takes your whole life to discover what you want to do sometimes. And even then, not even. We were just talking about that before. And if you're a little kid and you have the opportunity to speak a language that probably even predated spoken language, because music, like hitting stretched skins is like, it was a form of communication, drums and, that kind of stuff. So I feel like it brings out things creatively in a little kid that could spark quicker, what do I want to do in life? And you know what, even if you don't want to be a musician, okay, you have to get up and perform. Right there, that's a skill. Being able to calm your nerves in a crowd. I think everybody should at least be able to have that experience.
Yeah.
Because if you go into another job and you don't have it, you may be missing a skill that you may have.
Yeah.
Being able to work on a team if you're in a band, or try different instruments and see what you like. Like, why can't a girl play a saxophone? Or stuff like that. I mean, I play drums.
That's
And I always get it, like, oh, female drummer, cool. I'm like, why can't I just be a drummer? Like, if we keep these things alive and moving, it'll bring out great skills and it'll open more doors like that. There's no downside, I think.
Was the drums your first instrument that you learned?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I took piano classes when I was very young, but I would play pots and pans when I was 2.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I felt very protected behind the drums, because it's kind of like a shield,
Yeah.
and I'm really shy. Doesn't seem it now, but I really, really was, and it's the basis of music. The rhythm is so important, and it'll get you. And yeah, that's what I studied in college. I mean, my principal instrument was drum set,
Okay.
and I studied arranging, composition, and philosophy.
Nice. So you have Take What You Want,
Take
coming
Whatever You
out, Take Whatever You Want, coming out next year.
Yep.
Your single Rain is coming out September 23rd.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm doing it. And then there's a video.
Yes.
Is that also coming out the 23rd?
It's coming out right after the song comes
Okay.
out, probably like a week.
Nice. And if we want to follow you on Twitter or Instagram or learn more about you, where can we do that?
Well, Estefan Music is my website, and then Twitter and Instagram is just Emily_Stefan in there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
for coming. Maybe we should go out with one more last alien dance.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Alright. Moving on. Yeah. Look, we're in green.
I know because we're a band.
I know.
Okay.
Work on the claws.
I can't get those ideas.